XR 650L, dual sport. Big deal, right? You're right, big deal. What's the big deal about riding dual sport? What is that riding about dual sport that just can't do with another bike? Well, I don't know. Tell you the truth, really don't know. But I'm gonna tell you this. When it comes, as far as I'm concerned, I love dual sport riding because I can get out there and I can run 40 mile an hour down the road there and feel good about it. Don't gotta run 80. I can pull off the side of the road just like I am right here. I can sit here, set up my chair here, get me something to drink there, and sit back and watch the world go by. That's just the way I am. I can go down gravel road. As a matter of fact, I was just down the bottom there, and they had thrown a whole bunch of rock down that road there, and it was rough enough that I think a goat would have had problems running up and down it. But I went down it with no problem at all. This bike's good for that. Pretty sure-footed. Why I ride a dual sport, or what's the big deal about a dual sport? To me, a dual sport gives you a spirit that you can't get on the other bike. Okay, like I said, you don't have to be fast. You don't got to be fast, and if you're in a hurry on a dual sport, you're just wasting your time. It's just because it ain't made for that. It ain't made for high speeds. It ain't made for long distance. It ain't made for it's a jack around bike. It's just for going out here and you can do long distance on it. I'm not saying it won't. I'm not saying that you can't, but you can. But it's just that the idea that you can stop and just kind of freelance and play around and do whatever you want. It's just like it's one of these bikes where nobody cares. You can do what you want. I love the dual sports because I like getting off the beat path. Okay, here, unfortunately, I live in Illinois, and I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that, there are better places as far as riding goes, depending on what you're wanting to ride. Depends on you. Would I love to get out there in Utah and ride some of that stuff out there? Absolutely, and someday I'll make it. Or out there in Arizona, New Mexico. Oh yeah, West Virginia. I love taking the bike out there, and someday I will. But the thing of it is with the XR, it's a dual sport, and I would use it for dual sport riding. And I said like Utah and like this, but I would only stay on roads that was kind of designed for a dual sport. I'm not going to take this thing on a dirt bike road, okay? Because it's a dual sport. Dirt bike riding is something totally different, okay? Than dual sport riding. Dual sport riding is you can do the highways, you can do some country roads, you do some back roads, you can do a little bit of off-road riding, and you can feel good about it. But when you start getting into the technical stuff, you're going to run some problems because dual sports weren't designed for that, And then if you modify your dual sport to do all that kind of stuff, you no longer drive a dual sport, you got a dirt bike. So, it's kind of a fine line. But the reason why I ride the dual sports, the reason why I like the dual sports is because I like riding road, and I like riding the back roads. I like riding the unpaved roads, okay? Now, it's like this right here, these woods in front of me, okay? I would not even attempt to take this 50 out there through that brush, out there through all that tangle. There's no way in hell. If I had my TTR here, oh yeah, I'm gonna try it. And I'll make a path, but I'm not gonna do it with a 348-pound machine. I'm gonna do it on a 270-some pound machine or 260-some pound machine, whatever it weighs. So that's what I'm saying. Dual sport riding is different from dirt riding. Don't get too confused. They're kind of similar and they're kind of the same, but they're two different worlds. Dual sport riding is get out here, do your exploring and do your jacking around there and just not have a care in the world. And like I said, if you have to get on the highway there and you run 55, 60 miles an hour, and you do that all day long. But I wouldn't want to get out there and try to run 80 miles an hour because it ain't going to do it. It just won't do it. You can get it up to 80, but why would you want to do that and run it all day long? No, you're just going to tear the machine up. It's dual sport. So, I like dual sport riding. To me, it just gives me the best of both. I love to dirt ride, okay? Unfortunately, in this part of the country, there's not that many places to dirt ride. You have to either know the landowner or you have to go to a regular riding park and pay a fee, which there's no big thing about that. But there's the closest riding area around here, and there's only one, is like about 30 some miles away. The next one that's closer is about 60 some mile away, but it's closed right now. So you know that's what I'm saying. Dirt riding is they're far and few and in between. So the next best thing is a dual sport. I love to dirt ride. Uh, but like I said, if I'm out there dirt riding, actually really dirt riding, I'm only good for about 20 miles, and that takes me about probably 3 hours to do that because it's more technical. It's fun, love it. But now the dual sport here, I can get out here and I can ride this thing 100 miles, which I normally do every time I get it out. I usually do about 100 miles on it. And that's what I'm saying, the difference between dirt riding and dual sport riding. There is a difference. They're similar, but there's a difference. So, uh, I like the dual sports. I love the dual sports. And I've got a street machine. But you know what? It seems like when you're on your street machine there, you got to get out there. And we'll say if you're running down just regular old highway there, you know, the speed limits used to be 55. Well, now they've increased them here in Illinois. 65 is the speed limit. So if you ain't running 65, there's going to be somebody out there on your tail all the time. So you feel like you're obligated to run at least 65. And when you run 65 there's so much that you miss. There's so much that you don't see. There's so much that you can't experience because you're going by too fast. That's why I like dual sports. I can ride this thing 30 mile an hour and just feel like I own the world. Of course, most of the time I'm out here on a road that nobody's traveling on, and I do own it. So, but so I'm saying the world of dual sport riding, it's different. It's bike riding, it's different, and to me, it gives me more freedom to express myself, what I want out of life, and I like being alone. I like doing things on my own way. I like doing things in my own good time. So it's like that's why I like the dual sports. It's kind of like me. I don't like to be pressured. If I'm out there on the highway running 50 mile an hour and somebody gets on my ass and they want me to speed up, they're trying to push me into doing something that I don't want to do. I don't like that. So like I said, that's the reason why I ride a dual sport, because I don't have to get on the highways. I don't got to run 65 mile an hour. I can take the country roads here and run 30 mile an hour. If somebody comes along there and acts like they want to push a little bit, just pull over and let them have the road. It's like right here. I just pull over this little area right here, set up a chair, got me soda pop, and it's like, yeah, the road's yours. You know, so that's why I like the dual sports. Like I said, I love dirt riding, but finding a place to dirt ride is hard to do. Sometimes you've got to go to, like I said, a regular park or get in on some landowner and he gets all upset because, you know, and you can't blame him for that because there's so many idiots out there trying to sue all the time. So it's hard to find a good place to ride a dirt machine. But anyway, I just wanted to take time to kind of, you know, to kind of express kind of what dual sport riding is all about. It to me, it puts me in a good frame of mind, takes where I want to be physically and mentally. And it just lets me kind of just kick back there and say, world going by. That's just the way it is me. It's just, right now I ain't got no plans. I'm going to sit here until I get good and ready to get up. Then I'll motor back toward home there and find something to do there. It's a nice day. This is October 16th, 15th, 18th. I don't know. It's sometime late October. I don't know. Fall of the year. Got a nice warm day. We've been getting some cold spells. We had some north wind blowing down there, and it was kind of bad to ride because, you know, if you didn't dress for it, you just freeze to death. But today it's probably 60, 65 degrees, and it's just a beautiful day. We got a little wind, but it's just another good day. But anyway, get out there on them dual sports. Get out there and ride them dual sports, and make sure you ride them like dual sports. Don't try to, you know, change what they are. They're dual sports. And dual sport riding, it's a great thing. But I guess it's like everything else. It's got to be in your blood, or it ain't no good. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of let you know that dual sports the way to go. For me, I love dual sports. I had a 650 Versy, and I loved that bike. Boy, I tell you what, that thing was wicked. Was it super fast? No, but it was super fast for me, because I ain't got no business on something like that runs that fast that quick at my age. Because I was getting where I liked that thing more and more all the time. I'd twist out the throttle and I said, man, let's see if I can make those trees a blur, and it would. I'm going, you know what, I got to quit that. So I thought, well, you know what, I just need to go back to the dual sports and stay with the dual sports. That's your kind of riding, so I'm happy. You got to know what kind of riding you want to do. Sometimes you got to use your head. Do I love the sport bikes? Oh, yeah, sure. But number one, I love the thrill of it, but I ain't got the skills to do all the high-speed stuff, and I know that. So I figured the best thing for me to do is stealth it. Do I have the skill level for dual sport riding? As long as I use my head, yeah. Now, if I want to get out there and act like a fool, dual sport hurt me too. But anyway, hey, it's a good day. Get out there and ride your motorcycles. Look at these trees. Isn't that beautiful? It's a beautiful day, beautiful weather. Hey, get out there. Ride it. Ride safe. Ride free. That's enough of that.